Şu an deniyor.
Sorry, if you don't have any questions, please stay on mute. So we're gonna leave some time at the end of the session to address some of your questions. So before that, if you don't have any questions, and then please stay on mute. Otherwise, the rest couldn't hear us. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. So yeah, April, so I was talking about this recording. So I believe only one participant has accepted the meeting. So the rest of them, they haven't accepted the meeting yet. I'm not sure they could see the video recording. So, I mean, in the future, if any of those users they couldn't access, maybe you can send me the list of their email address so I can grant permission one more time for them in case they couldn't see it.
Okay.
That
Thank
sounds good.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me continue. So the first way for you to explore standards is you can explore through different articles that we suggested, such as these article sessions. They're talking about this environmental management system. So the good thing is all the standards has been mentioned in these articles. It's all help you list down on the right side. So you can have a direct link access to the standards that you want to read more about it. And at the bottom of these articles, you will be able to share to your social media as well. So we all know that standards you cannot share because this is licensed to yourself. So everybody have to log into their own account. So by the way, your university has IP access. So which means when you log into this platform, you'll be automatically logged in. You do not need any software or you do not need to memorize any, like credentials to log into the system. You'll be automatically logged in while you can access your university level subscriptions. But for articles, you'll be able to share to your social media, or even you can copy the links to your friends or colleagues. So that's about the article sessions. And moving down, we also have a lot of trending topics on our homepage. So these are popular, standards topics in the market, such as these AI-related standards. I believe a lot of industries and also, teachers and students, they're involving in this AI project. So what you can do is you can actually click into these AI topics and it will give you all the artificial intelligence related articles again, as well as what are the key standards has been used in this AI field. So if you're not sure what are the standards you need to use, so probably this is one of the area for you to explore. So you can see these are the popular AI standards in the market to start with. So you can see a lot of suggestions here. You can even click the link to see more information about these standards. So the good thing about BSI Knowledge is we are giving you like a free preview for all the standards within our database. So even though you haven't subscribed some of the standards, but you still can see a preview. And under the AI topics, there are some others, subcategories, which is related. You can also explore, let's say, data privacy or social responsibilities related standards. So these are the popular topics in the market for you to explore. And then followed by explore by different industries. So if you click this discover all other industries, you will be able to find so many different industries available in our database. So it depends on which faculty you are. So for example, we have healthcare area. If you're in the, a faculty of medicines, you're probably interested in this. If you're in a faculty of agriculture, probably interested in these topics. So we have so many different industry for you to explore. Any of these industries, you can just click into the industries. Sorry, the internet is a bit slow. Let me refresh. For example, if you click healthcare topics, so what it does is it will give you all the relevant articles about medical field, healthcare, and you can even explore these articles one by one to see what are the interesting, standards they're talking about, as well as what are the key standards has been used for this field. So this is similar like those trending topics, except that they have break into different industries for you. As well as there are a lot of subcategories under each of the industries, such as if you focus on this biological evaluations, you can find only those articles relevant to this and only those key standards relevant to these topics. If you're interested in clinical or healthcare services, AI, or third-party content such as Amy content, you can also click into this topic to see what are the suggestions done by BSI suggest you to use, what are the key standards has been used for that field, and what are the latest standards, which if you want to follow the trend to see what are the popular new standards has been in listing in my industries, you can actually explore from this area as well. So that's about the homepage. It's mainly a page for you to explore standards either through articles, through different industries, or through different trending topics. As well as you can actually choose our best-selling standards from here and explore our new standards through the entire database. So this BSI solution packs, if you ever encounter this, so you can just ignore it because this system is like a combination of individual shoppers and also subscriptions. So the solution packs is more like for individual buyers. Let's say they don't want to purchase single copy, they want to find a few relevant standards match with certain topics. We kind of put a few products within one solution pack for them to purchase in a cheaper price. So for your university subscription, you basically subscribed all the full BSI modules, which means you don't need to worry about the pricing here because most of the standards which we have, you can have full access. Your university already paid for it. You don't need to worry about the pricing here or worried about solution packs. So that's about our homepage. And then let's give you a tour about the menus we have on BSI Knowledge. So if you click the menu on the left corner here, you will see a few options here. So first it's standards. Standards, we also call it BSI library search. So this is where allows you to search the standards in our entire database. So it might include those standards that are not in your subscriptions, such as third-party content, pure ISO or EC standards, or ASTM, or we have upload like new content such as SAE, API, all those third-party content your university currently haven't subscribed them yet. So those you couldn't see, but the rest you'll be able to see. Later I can show you how you can find out those content. And then my collections are those your company, your university have already subscribed. So if you want to run a search within my collection, which means you'll be able to find all the full copy of the standards. So that's the difference between standards and my collections. Standards allow you to search in the entire database, while my collections allow you to search only the standards within your university's purchase. So that's the two difference. And we also have a help and support area where you can contact our customer service team. They're basically like applies to all the users. So any of you, if you encounter any problems, and then you can give them a call or send them an email with a screenshot if you face any technical problems. So they're the best team to solve all your problems. They can also align with our IT department to check or to investigate any of the technical issues you have. So always remember to CC your account manager as well if you encounter any problems. And as well as we do have some FAQ sessions, those are the frequent asked questions in case you have. We do have a academic subscriber, a tab where have all those frequent asked questions for your reference, and plus some user guide as well. So let's take a look on the first menu we have, which is the standards page. So standards page, we also call it BSI library search. So as you can see, there's a search engine here, allow you to search by any keywords or by a standards name or a code. Yeah. So for example, I'm searching environmental related standards. So what the system does is, sorry, just refresh. So as you can see, within our system, under the products here, there's a number. It shows the total number of the standards we have as of today. Yeah. So what you can do is you can run a keyword just to explore what other standards might have which are relevant to the keyword I'm searching. So for example, I'm searching environmental. So you can see the result actually has dropped dramatically from 150,000 to 11,500 over standards. So all of the standards here contain this environmental keyword in the titles. So you can explore which are the standards that you might be interested. Also, you can even double your keyword searching. For example, I only want to search about environmental related management, standards. So the result has dropped from 11,000 to 2,000. You can continue double the keywords you want to add to narrow down your search, such as I'm searching for a system, or maybe I want to search about some guidance about this environmental management system. So now you can see the result has reduced to 230 results. So the reason why I want to help you to narrow down your search is we do have an export to button, which can help you to filter, help you to generate an Excel file for those, relevant standards or those research you did. So maybe you want to, share with your friends and colleagues. So once you did some research, and then you can click this export to here. There's a plus button here, allow you to generate an Excel file. So the Excel file is limited to 1,000, which means you won't be able to generate Excel if the search result is got more than 1,000 results. So if I click this button, the system will automatically generate an Excel file for me. So I can do all the relevant search and, generate a search result report. And then I can basically share with this report to my friends and colleagues. And you can see all the standards number here, all the different titles here, the publisher, as well as there's a link there for each of the standards. So they can actually copy the links and to find the standards where it's located. So this is one of the two where it helps you to generate a report on those search results you might have. If it's more than 1,000 search results, you can always click the link and share the links to your friends. So there's another way of searching, which is by numbers, if you know exactly what you're searching. So for example, I'm searching standards 15189. So it's related to the medical laboratories. And you can see that we have a version which is published on 2012. And you can see each of the standards here. We gave you a live status. So we make sure that you're not using the wrong version of the standards. Like this 15189, which are published by 2022 and has some amendments on 2023, which the live status is current. So just for your reference that every 3 to 5 years and the standards will be automatically goes to review. So once you review, the status will be showing you on the reviews. And those old version of the standards will become withdrawn status. That's why you might see a lot of withdrawn status, but it doesn't mean that they cannot use. If you still, need to fix a, previous device, you still need to follow the previous standards. So that's why we have all the current or those has been under reviewed or historical version of the standards covers for all the entire system. So it's fulfill all your needs. So sometimes you might across to see those standards have the number, which is the same. So as you can see, there's 15189 standards. This is also 15189. But just to double confirm, this is not an ISO standards. This is published by EN, so BSI adopted them. So this is the ISO standards you probably need. It's related to the medical laboratories. So you can see before you choose a standards, you need to double confirm on the titles. So you see these titles has nothing relevant to the medicals. So this is not the one you need. So you have to double confirm the standards number, also the standards title that you you want to take a look at it. So apart from this searching, there are a lot of filters under it, allow you to narrow down your search as well, such as you can filter by different product types. So as you can see, you not only can filter by standards, also this solution pack, you can just ignore it. This is not relevant to your university. You can filter by those published documents as well. You can filter those past standards, which we call it fast track standards. So those standards normally start with prefix of BSI flags or those past standards. So those are developed normally within 1 or 2 year period of time. It's created based on urgent need for certain organization, making it to public. So if you need those, you can also use the filter here. As well as you can also filter the standards with different status. So apart from the latest ones, you can also filter for those who are under reviewed or those historical version, which are withdrawn status as well. So in terms of industries, there are a lot of industries for you to explore, depends on which faculty you are. So I'm sure you're going to find one which is relevant to you. And if you check any of this, and you can see there's a number next to it. So this indicates how many documents are currently in these industries. So for example, if you're in Faculty of Engineering, so far we have 20,000 standards which are relevant to the engineer industries. So you can use all these industries to filter your result. Then followed by designations. So designations are those, if you see there's a blue icon, this globe icon on the top, this means these are the designation standards. So they are recognized by the UK government. And when you use these standards means you're following their UK laws and regulations as well. So that's why we put this icon here for you. In case you need those, you can use this filter as well. And then requested is more useful for another subscription we have, which are non-relevant to your university, so you can kind of ignore it. So the most important is these modules or / publishers. So this is where you can see what your university have currently subscribed. So if you click these modules, you'll be able to find all the different publishers we have. So include this BSI content, which are your university subscriptions. So within BSI content, we have 54 modules. Your university have all full access to complete set. Also, we do have other publishers like Pure ISO, IEC, ASME, ASTM, SAE, API, AME. So these are third-party content which are currently not in your subscriptions. So when you run a search, you might come across those standards that you can't open in full copy. That means it's currently your university haven't subscribed them. So don't worry about those. You still can access to those BSI content. So if you click this BSI content, you'll be able to access these 54 modules. So as you can see, each of the modules, we have a number. And under each of the number, we have a title about documentation, information and finance, management and law, science, healthcare, environment. So all of these contain different subjects, and each of the subject, there's a number next to it. This indicate how many standards we have, how many standards consist within these specific topics. So you can use all these topics to explore what standards might be relevant to you. So if you're in this engineering and you probably want to filter by those engineering related standards, we also have engineering and heat transfer engineering. We also have road vehicle engineering, railway engineering, aircraft. So many different, subjects you can explore, and you can narrow down your search or search only within the modules you have. So that's all the modules your university have subscribed. It's basically more than 130,000, I would say, because the total number of the standards in our database is only 150,000. So you, apart from the third party, you can basically check all the full copy of the standards. So you don't need to worry about too much on the third party content. So the last way for you to explore standards, you can explore through ICS code as well. So ICS stands for International Classification for Standards. So if you put your mouse here, this will give you a definition about what is ICS code. So this is how the international classify the standards in their own way. It's slightly different than the modules we have, but the mainly function is to give you all the different subjects and a lot of subcategory under each of the subject, so you can explore all the standards you need. So for example, these are all the different codings. And if you're into this environmental health protection or safety related standards, what you can do is you can click this arrow button, and then it will give you all the environmental related topics, include protection, waste, air qualities, many, many more. So under each of these topics, if you see there's an arrow button here, you can also click in. This will even bring you out more terms about the topics under this environmental protection, such as I only want to take a look on those management system, or I only want to take a look on those pollution related standards, or I only want to see some project related to the environmental, topics. So you can just click into this filter. And then what the system does is it will only give you those pollution related standards within this ICS code. And if you see some other party of content ASTM, so you won't be able to access. But the rest, if you see there's starting with BS or BSEN, BSEN ISO, so all of those, you will be able to access them in full copies. So that's how you explore standards, use all our different filters. So let's take a look, how does a standard shows in our system? So for example, I'm searching a standards about auditing, 19011. So it will give me the latest one, which is published on 2018, with a -TC at the back, which means it has a track changes versions. And let's open the standards and see how it looks like in our system. So now I'm into this introduction page about the standards. This will give you more information about the standards before you even want to take a look at the full copy. So on the top, there's a few labels here. It shows the type of documents you're reading, whether it's a standard or it's a piece of publications, whether they're designated or not. And then you can see the title of the standards, as well as the number of the standards and the live status of the standards. So whether they're current or those being under reviewed. And when this has been published, all this information will have been listed down for you. So sometimes there are different available variants. So if you see a standard that has a -TC at the back, means this standard has a track changes versions. So what is a track changes? You can click this benefit to read what is a track changes. So it's basically a comparison between a previous and the latest versions. So we gave you all those highlights and to indicate what other new information has been added or what other information we have deleted. So in that case, you don't need to compare them line by line. By just reading the differences, you know what has changed. You can also switching from here, whether you want to read a track changes version or a standard version. So below we have a lot of menus here as well. So you can see the overview about the standards. So the good thing is all the database, you'll be able to see them all. Even you haven't subscribed them yet, you still can see the overview, preview, reference, or history about these standards. At least you know some information. So overview, they talk about what these standards about, why you need to use the standards, who is it for, and preview, it normally give you like 6 to 8 pages of the documents. So the first 6 to 8 pages, sometimes it is like a PDF version for you to download free. Even for those it's not in your subscription, you can download a preview to understand what. Sometimes you can see the table of the contents as well within the preview. And then next to the preview, we have references as well. So these are the standards which are suggested by BSI, saying because you're looking at the standards, so in order to help you to achieve compliance, we suggest you to use these standards as well. So these are all hyperlinks, allow you to click as well. So history, so this is very interesting as well. This is more like a family tree of the standards. So if you click into the history, not all the standards have history, but some of the standards, if have history, you can even go back to the origins. So such as these standards, previously you can see it doesn't call 19011, it's called 30011, and which are published on 1993, and then followed by 19011, which are published on 2002, and also is with strong status. And then until the previous version, which are published on 2011. So all of these are hyperlinks too, allow you to see the full copy of the standards as well. So the latest one, which you are currently viewing, which is the latest standards, which has current under review. So you know that which one you're looking at, and you know what are the historical versions too. So there are more to find out about a standards development. So if you click this arrow button, it actually brings you to another page. I believe a lot of users, they might miss out on this page. So this is a page which is also developed by BSI. We call it Standards Development Portal, and you can access through any standards under the history through this button, Standards Development. Also, you can go to the bottom, the footer here. There's also, I believe, a standards development button allows you to track on those standards stages. So under the standards development buttons, and you will be able to use the search engine to search any standards if you're interested, if you want to see a timeline or which stage currently these standards are located in. So for example, I'm just opening any draft standards at the moment, 60870. Yeah. So this is the standards, which you can see a lot of information here, the committee members and the categories. And on the right, you can see there's a standards timeline. So these are the development stage of how a standard is formed. So first, it starts with proposal. Then it came out with a draft. Then it followed by public comments, which everybody could comment on these standards, which gave their idea on how is the final, standards look like. You can even add up your own comment if you want. Everybody's idea counts. You can even download a draft here as well, and you can see when these comments start and when this will be finished. And then until it gets approved, until it published. So this is a complete cycle of how a standard is developed. And under this, publication, you can even find out when these standards will be published, which is on roughly next year, June 2nd. It's not exactly, but it's a roughly timeline about these standards. New standards gonna come out. So you know that on 2027, I have these new standards to use. So that's about an introduction page about standards. And next to it, there are a lot of products details. You can read about them yourself. You can see which ISS code this standards is located, or which committee member, and what's the international relationship. Are they the same like the ISO EN standards? If they're identical, yes. As well as you can see when, like what modules this standards is located. Sometimes one standard, it might jump into different modules. So this one is belong to module 4 and module 6, which all the modules your organization already covered for it. So on the right side, this is a page where allows you to view the standards online or to download, and also is the most important topics. And the most important is for you to find out a standards and to view them or to download them. So as long as you see this page in your collection, means your organization have subscribed these documents for you, and you will be able to view them online. So view online, you don't need to download any software. You can just read the copy online. You can always use the panel here, go to different pages you like, or use the table of content, or zoom in, zoom out to see the copy online. Or if you prefer to use a downloaded copy or even print out, you can use this button here, click download. But there are a few things need to be aware, because most of the national standards body or publishers, they're using a DRM control, which is digital rights management, in order to help us to protect both our copyright. Well, you need to install this file open. This should be installed on every single device you use it, as long as you want to open a downloaded copy. So all the students or the lectures, if you're using a different device, you still need to download a file open on a different device. So once you download the file open, and also make sure you have Adobe Acrobat to open this PDF. So you need to fulfill both criteria so that you can open a downloaded copies. And then click download. And the system will showing you preparing to download. If your default reader is Adobe Acrobat, you can straight away open it from your downloaded folder. If it's not, I would advise you to go to the folder and right-click, open with Adobe. So in this case, you make sure that you open your standards with your Adobe Acrobat, because sometimes you're using your default other PDF reader. So only the first time require internet access to open a downloaded standards. So next time you can even read them when it's offline. And this is a track changes version of this standards, which normally on the top, we give you the comparison between different years. So this is a comparison between 2011 and 2018. So if you're moving down, you can see there's an indication box here. If there's a green highlight, it means that compared to the previous version, what are the new tags we have added? If you see this red cross line means we have removed compared to the previous version, and same applies to the graphic figures or tables as well. So if you're moving down, you can see a lot of different highlights. This can save quite a lot of your time if you're using the previous version and when the new version came out, if there's a track changes version, so you can just monitor those highlights, you know exactly what other information has changed. Also, the good thing about the track changes version is at the half of the PDF file, there is a clear version at the back too. So for example, this one on page 63, and you'll be able to find a clear version at the back. So this is without any comparisons. You can see the clear version here. So it's kind of like a two-in-one PDF. If you do not want to read the track changes version, you can always use this button to switch in between standards or track changes. Yeah, as simple as that. So that's how you can view a standards online or download a standards. So now let's go to the second menu, which is My Collections. So there's only these two options basically you're using. One is search in the database, one is search within My Collections. So My Collections means what your organization have subscribed. So all the content within your My Collections, basically everything, you can see the full copies. So under the My Collection, you'll be automatically goes to My Documents. And then there's a search engine here allow you also to run a search only within your collections. Also, there's a number here indicate how many documents currently in your My Collection. I believe it's around 130,000. So you can use this search engine here to search any, keyword to find out the standards. For example, I'm searching a safety requirement. So it will pop up with all the safety requirement related standards for me. Or I can search by number 61010 is also about safety requirements. So this will pop up with all the different series of the 6101 series. You can even be more specific. For example, using a -1, using a -2 to find a specific copies that you're looking for. And all the standards here, if you can see that they all have this view online or download quick access button. So all of them, you'll be able to see them in full copies. Also, you can click inside and click the big menu to open or download as well. And on the left, these are the filters. We're allowed to filter by recently add or recently published, as well as you can filter by different modules that your organization subscribe for you. So your university have 54 modules. So from 01 all the way, testing, mechanical system, energy, electrical, information technologies. So until 54 modules, you'll be able to see them in full here. You can use a filter on the left to filter certain interesting topics you're interested. For example, these information technologies related to the software or networking or these telecommunications. So for example, I'm searching a telecommunications filter, which is module 23. So once I filtered, and you'll be able to see a number here, which is 5,218, means currently there are 5,000 standards within that modules. So all of them are related to the information, related to the telecommunications as well. So this is how you can browse in standards within your modules you subscribed. So the rest, my list feature, because you have IP access. So this is more like for individual users, like password holders, they have some tailored features to help them track on the standards updates. For your university accounts, you do not have these my list features. Also, you do not have these buttons, but you can always view the standards or download the standards if you need it. So yeah, that's basically everything about BSI knowledge. I hope today's session is helpful. It can give you a lot of new knowledge about how to fully utilize the system. And now we still have like 12 minutes. So I'm open for any FAQs. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to address your concerns. So your university have subscribed like more than 130,000 standards for you. And if you move out from the university, if you enter an organization, each of the copy actually cost more than £300 for one copy of single copy standards. So all of them, if you add up, there's quite a lot of values. So you can actually fully utilize this, standards platform to use all the standards for your research, add this for anything. As long as you don't copy like more than 10% of the content, that is fine for your internal work. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Katrina.
No problem. Happy to help. Yeah, please feel free to ask any questions you have. And if you feel comfortable to speaking your own language, I believe April can help to translate as well if you have any questions. Yeah.
Herkese eğitimimize katıldığı için çok teşekkür ediyorum. Ben kameramı açmadım bugün maalesef. Teknik bir problem oldu beklemediğim. O yüzden yüz yüze görüşemedik. Sorularınız varsa iletebilirsiniz. BSOL ile alakalı, BSI Knowledge ile alakalı. BSI Knowledge aboneliğiniz bu sene itibariyle başladı. Sene sonuna kadar devam edecek. Bu süreçte bol bol istifade etmenizi diliyoruz. Abonelikle alakalı tüm detaylar kütüphane web sayfasında yer alıyor. Yine sorularınız olursa ben chat kısmına e-mail adresimi yazacağım. Oradan bana doğrudan ulaşabilirsiniz.
Ebru Hanım, sunum ve bilgilendirme için çok teşekkür ederiz.
Teşekkür ederiz Canan Hanım.
Miss
Çok sağ olun.
Katrina, thank you for your good presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoy utilize BSI knowledge, and if you have any questions moving forward, you can always feedback to Ebru or any of your person in charge of the universities. I'll be more than happy to schedule another session for you to address your questions.
Canan Hanım, sorunuz varsa ya da açıklamamızı istediğiniz bir şey varsa iletebilirsiniz.
Çok teşekkür ederim. Gayet açıklayıcı, bilgilendirici. Üniversitemiz için de güzel bir bilgi kaynağı. Ben yararlanacağım, standartlara çok bakıyorum zaten. Çok teşekkür ederim.
Bunu duyduğuma çok sevindim. Çok sağ olun. Thank you for your feedback.
All right, I think I left 8 minutes, so you can catch up a coffee before your next task.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Katrina.
All right. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good week ahead.
See you. Bye-bye.
See
Thanks so
you.
much
See you
again.
next time. Bye.
Tatlı değil mi gerçekten?